crashing? Probably not. Yep. Okay. Back in we go. Good God, I'm just realizing if it's 11 o'clock now, and I started streaming at about 4. Jesus, I was not expecting to be going for this long. Yep, 6 hours, 40 minutes so far. Mother of God. Maybe I will just try the light weaponry for right now. Yeah. Yeah, because I think on my actual playthrough that I'm kind of doing all this testing for, I'm basically going to be looking at light weapons. I haven't decided yet on light or heavy armor. But I definitely am doing like sword and board, but I also want to do archery, I believe. So I've gotten the majority of the stuff that I wanted tested. And obviously it would take way too long to test everything as far as all the magic and stuff as well. So let's start testing light weapons, and I think perk up in, I guess I'll perk up in heavy armor for now just to test this out. Here's set AV, heavy armor 100, set AV, shit. The Skyrim console skill. Was it one-handed? And is it actually one-handed? Skill one-handed, that equals 100 swings. So AV one-handed, so it is one-handed. Okay. Handed 100. Okay, so light weapons, we'll check those out. I'm gonna go ahead and get come on. Too far. I already tested all these out earlier. And fine, try that as well. And light weaponry. Okay, so weapons deal more damage, and oh, that's kind of cool. Even helps you out with heavy weaponry. I remember Gopher's thing, he was remarking on that, and it does make sense, because if you're swinging around a sword, you're going to get stronger, and just by nature of getting a little stronger, you're going to do a little bit more damage with all weapons, whether it's light or heavy. So that's cool. Alright, so we know on the Bandit Chief that our sword does about, what was it, about 12 points of damage? I think it was about 12. I'm gonna quick save just in case. I think it was about 12 damage. Help. Bandit Chief. Is that me? 1BOD8. 1BOD8.
You picked a bad
You
time
won't
to get
even
lost.
live to regret this.
Okay, so alright, about 20 damage. 20, ooh, almost 30 damage. Actually, that is 30 damage. Sweet. Okay. Oh, that's right, because I'm at 100 skill, so it would make sense that it does a little bit more damage now.
That takes care of that.
Okay. So let's take the perks. And we'll do 15% more damage, 35% more damage. Yeah, I'm going to take both of them. So that should be, if it was doing 30 points initially, then it should be doing about 35 points.
Good afternoon.
You again. There you go.
This is
So that is 35, 36 points. Yep. I'd say that works.
you won't live to see tomorrow.
Another corpse for the pile.
Okay. So those perks are definitely working. Okay, so we are, that's clear cut. Critical chance for blades increases by 5. Critical hit by 40, which is nice. Yep. That's piercing thrust. Piercing weapons ignore 35% armor. I need to get a spear if I want to test that one. I think a spear. Hold on. Or do swords count for piercing as well? Perkus Maximus. Nexus. Mage warrior. There we are. Piercing. Shortbow, longbow, crossbow, claw, pickaxe, tato, dagger, wakizashi, partisan. So yeah, I need to get a. I need to either add a short spear or use a claw. Okay. Does the curious? Does the guitar count as a claw? I could definitely check that out. Where did it go? Yeah, guitar. I'm assuming that counts as a claw. That should count as a claw. Alright, so I've got piercing. Good. Yeah. Let's go down the path of swords though first. And this is, I'll check the mace on that. And weapon handling, power attacks, consume 20% less stamina, and unlocks decapitation kill moves. Okay. So our stamina is 300. Alright, let's do a power attack and see what the stamina is currently. 222. That is 80 or 78 points. Okay. So let's take the perk and find out what it's doing. So 20% less of basically 80 points is, what's that, about 15 points roughly. Uh 8 points. But yeah, it definitely is using less, so 20. Oh, wait, no. 20% of... No, 20% of 100 is 20. But 20% of 80, you would think, would be around 15 or 16. Not 8. So, let's try it again. Okay, that... Okay, yeah, that's about 15 less. Okay. Let's say that's working. Alright. And next, we got performing power attacks. Debuff rank of any weapon is increased by 1. Okay. And unlocks the running power attack for weapons. Running power attacks gain 100% chance to cause a critical hit with a plus 50% damage. Critical damage. Nice. Okay. So... let's look. It is... okay, that's just a regular power attack while moving. I don't know if that's... if this is considered running or if you have to be sprinting to be running, but we'll test it either way.
Yes. Never should have come.
So that did 96 points of damage for one attack.
This is the end.
Nope. Okay.
Another corpse for the pile.
Guess that's one way to do it. Alright, so let's check the critical charge. And we'll do the proficient strikes. Alright, so is it running? Okay. So we'll try a sprint. Okay, yeah, it's got to be a sprint. Whoops, wrong one. Nice. And it does... that's about 103 points. Off of... ah, thank you, Elk. Oh, that's fun. I missed, but still fun. Okay, so if that was an actual critical strike, it did 103 points of damage. The other one was doing about 96 points of damage, so 50% more of 96 should have been about 45, 48 damage, so it doesn't quite look like it was doing... Whoa. Doesn't quite look like it was doing 50%. But we'll,
You picked a bad time to get.
although, oh yeah.
I can take you.
Okay, so yeah, now we're closer to the extra 50% there. Okay, yeah, that... I think that is... I think that that's working. Of course, I think it's working. That was closer to about 140 points of damage, so I would say we're probably good on that one. You want some of this? That's right. Alright, let's see, what is the proficient strikes? Debuff rank, any weapon, yeah. Which I think for short sword, or for arming swords, debuff is 1, so it goes up to 2. Ah, damn it. There we go. When performing power attacks. Okay.
Yes.
Oops. Total miss.
This is
Oh yeah.
No one crosses me.
Yeah, it was definitely killing her defense some pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. What is the next one? Skilled slashes. Power attacks, bleed rank of any weapon is increased by 1. Which I believe should make the bleed rank 3 now. Okay.
Need something?
So she should bleed pretty good off of that one hit.
You won't live to see tomorrow.
Oh, really? Okay. Alright. I'd say the bleeding definitely lasted a little bit longer or was faster, one or the other. Because it seemed like it did more damage, bleed out. Okay, clear cut. Critical hit increased by 5, critical damage by 40, by 80. So I guess the only way to test this is to just actually hit something until I get a critical strike. Alright. I ended up getting a... There's a critical strike. Ooh, that actually did pretty good.
It's nothing.
I love doing critical strikes on their shield.
Another corpse for the
Oops.
pile.
Hey! There was a critical strike. I guess I could technically do the power attack.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Yeah, that's about
I'll try and make this quick.
140-ish. That one's about 110. Oh, really?
Takes care of that.
Was that the shield that just went flying? Wow. Okay. So, I'm gonna say that definitely on the critical strikes it was definitely doing more damage, so we'll consider that one good. Okay, negates damage malice for dual wielding. Dual wielding without this perk reduces damage by 30%. Okay. The dual wielding in general, even in the vanilla game, kind of wasn't worth it, other than for doing power attacks, because he was slower than attacking with a single hand, and it didn't do really more damage because the extra damage you were doing from a second weapon was negated by the extra time that it took to actually make the swings. Shooting power attacks hit all targets. Ooh, nice. Dual wielding power attacks increased by 5%. Fire, frost, and shock is increased by 25. Shooting attack makes you invulnerable to weapon damage for 0.4 seconds. Okay. So I'll do that. And this one, ooh, it increases attack speed and damage. Well, it may be worth doing dual wielding with perma though. Let me do the dragon bone sword. I'll go ahead and add another one. Dragon bone sword. Here, add item. 0301. A180. No. On 4 FCE. Okay. Versus. Okay, they're definitely the same attack speed, so that's good. And let's get on. Oop. God damn it. Okay, the Savage Storm. Increasing stunning power attacks hit all in front of you. Alright, that's... so I don't immediately die from doing this. And... we will do 10 of them.
Huh? Need something? Now ain't this
Yeah, it's hitting them.
I can take you. I have enough. I swear I'll kill you. You won't live to see tomorrow. It'll be so much easier to work out. Can't wait to carry this home.
Okay, I need more stamina. Maybe stamina 3000. Oh yeah, that's nice.
I can take you. This is the end for you. Kill you. You won't live to see tomorrow.
This yeah. I've been playing The Witcher, and there is a group style attack that you can do that's just nice and handy.
This is the end for you. Kill you. You're not good enough, are you?
That takes care of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nice. So I would say that perk is definitely working. Still took a while to kill them all, but I would say it's definitely working. Okay. Attack speed increased by 5, which I don't know how you would even really notice that. That's such a tiny increase. But what I was interested in is, while dual wielding, initiating an attack makes you invulnerable for 0.4 seconds. So not quite a half a second. Alright. Wrong one. Let's do 2 of them.
Yes. You're nothing. I can take you. You won't live to see tomorrow.
Hold on. Oh god, my health is so high. No. 374.
That
So she hit me, but I was still healing.
best you can do. Time to
3089. That one actually did some damage.
go. This is the end for you. I swear I'll kill you.
Nine.
No one crosses me.
Yeah, I'd say that was working.
I can take you.
Okay. That one was definitely working. Alright, so let's look at... Whoa, oh, hold on. Okay, what is this? Blocked power attacks with blade and blunt. Reduce the target's armor value by 200 for 5. Nice. So if they block my power attack, their armor gets reduced by 200 for 5 seconds. So that, in theory, hopefully, your next attack is not blocked and you do a little bit more damage. Okay. Piercing and bladed, covered by light weapon, deal 25% more damage when attacking the enemy's back within an 80-degree angle. Ooh. Yeah, let's... within a 120-degree angle. Nice. So we'll try that one. We know that the light weaponry was doing about 30 points of damage. So let's try it.
Someone there?
That is... yeah, a little bit more. Definitely a little bit more. And we'll go back to that.
Not quite good enough, are you?
Okay. So far, so good. And I'm going to try that one. Although you can't really effectively test it. So, okay, piercing weapons covered by light weapon deal 30% more damage against bleeding targets. Bleed rank for all piercing increases by 1. Unblocked regular attacks with light weapons increase your attack and movement speed by 3%. Stacks. Interesting. Forward power attacks with blunt weapons. Strike any target not wearing heavy or light head armor down. If the target is wearing head armor, it is instead disoriented for 60 seconds. Only works while the attacker's stamina is above 50%. Okay. Let's see if I can decipher what this is saying here. A forward power attack on any target not wearing heavy or light head armor. Okay, so if they're not wearing light or heavy head armor. Okay. Strike them. Okay, so strikes them down. If they're not wearing... there we go. If they're not wearing heavy or light armor, it strikes them down. If they are wearing heavy or light head armor, not full armor, then it instead disorients them for 60 seconds. Okay. Got it, I think. We'll try it. Okay. So you...
Ain't this a surprise?
that... it seems like... that is not quite working unless it's... oh, with blunt weapons. God damn it. Okay. Oops. Mace. That's a little disturbing. And it's apparently invulnerable now.
No one crosses me.
What the shit? Okay. I'll try that again.
You picked up bad.
Yep, strike her down. Okay. So even blocking it, it strikes them down. Interesting. Oop. Swing and a miss. How is it going to do the same? It's going to do the same thing. Just... I don't like that the head is just being drug around. There's so many things wrong with that right now. Beheaded a beheaded bandit. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why this is bugged like this. And then, okay. Maybe it's a delay in the script or something. Whew. Frame rate's getting low over here. We'll go back. 16 hours. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so let's look at the blunt stuff. Okay, so how do you do a sideways power attack with a blunt? Disorients for 20 seconds. Is it just... that it just... No. Okay, so just moving to the side. Okay. Got it, got it. Let's get a bandit.
Now ain't this a surprise? Damn you!
Oh, that would have been perfect.
I swear I'll kill you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I can take you. No more. I yield. I yield. I can't believe
Well, that was an unpleasant bit of business.
Okay, but the... seemed to, when I took this perk, it negated this perk here. It negated this one. Because... however, okay, so they were... okay, she was actually wearing headgear. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, he is. Yep, no headgear.
I'll try and make this quick.
Looks like the sideways ones are even
This is the end.
knocking down as well. That's very satisfying, though.
You won't live to see tomorrow.
And batter up. Oh, it's so satisfying. Oh, oh, my.
Time to die.
Yeah, what?
Well, that was an unpleasant bit of business.
Wow. Okay, I clipped through that on a power attack. Really? Okay. Alright. And what is Dervish? Come on. Piercing and blunt cause the target to fall to the ground if they land. My tongue tied. Piercing and blunt weapons covered by light weaponry cause the attack target to fall to the ground if they land a regular non-power attack hit while the target is attacking. Okay. Alright.
This is your last mistake.
Yeah, that's nice.
You won't live to see tomorrow. Have to count on your coins. You'll be so much easier to rob when you're You start doing
Actually, I think just the regular hit is causing them to fall down. Not...
I can take you. This is the end. You won't live to see tomorrow. Expecting some word. I swear I'll kill you. I can take you. This is the end for you. You won't live to see tomorrow.
Well, that was an unpleasant bit of business.
I swear I'll kill you.
Yeah, they're staggering, but they're staggering because they're hitting unblocked, or their attacks are going unblocked on my heavy armor perk that does that. Come on. Okay. Kill all. Okay. Either I'm reading that wrong or it was worded wrong. Cause the attack target to fall to the ground if they land a regular attack or land a regular hit while I'm attacking. So it seemed like just any hit that I hit them with was causing them to fall to the ground, not, not while they were hitting me. So this says piercing and blunt. If my sword is not piercing, oops. I want to try it, see if they fall to the ground with the sword.
You picked a bad time to get lost. Swear I'll kill you.
Staggers still, but that's heavy armor perk.
I can take you. This is the end of you. You won't live to see tomorrow.
Okay, cool. And if we do that,
You were expecting that, were you? I swear I'll kill you. I can take you.
Care of that.
okay. That. Unless the power attack is a thrust. But we want to go back to that. Okay. Alright, so let's try Ignore 35% armor. We don't have a cuirass or shield equipped. A heavy cuirass or shield. That kind of sucks. Let's find a short spear. There's a dragon bone. Cool. 500. 11C51. 1. And dragon bone. Even though, unfortunately, with the animations, you can't actually do piercing weapons properly, but that's alright. So I'm going to add one. I just want to see what kind of damage it does. That was blocked. There we go. So that's 32. Damage, and but you are wearing a heavy cuirass, so
Another corpse for the pile.
okay. So let's just do a bandit. Or actually, no. We can do the Hellmark Guard. Because they have light armor. Hellmark Guard. C81B1. I just want to see what kind of damage this does to him. So that's 27, 26.
Well, that was an unpleasant bit of business.
Okay. And let's try this out. So 35% armor ignored, which should mean that he does just more damage in general. I'll go into the 50% just to speed things along here. Did about 26 damage to him. And 50% more should be about another 12 to 13 damage, which I would say it's almost 10 more, so I'd say it's working.
That takes care of that.
Okay. Oops. Okay, blood price. Piercing weapons deal 30% more damage against bleeding targets. Okay. Against bleeding targets. So that should mean the first hit should cause bleeding. The second hit should do more damage. So if there are... If the first hit is doing close to 30 damage, the second hit should do around 35, 36.
Come on.
Oh yeah. Yep, I'd say that is that was definitely doing a little bit more damage. Cool. Rising wings. Unblocked regular attacks with blade weapons. Increase your attack and movement speed by 3%. Right. I don't know that I can really test that. What is this combat sense? Time is slowed down. Oh, excuse me. By 25%, and attack and movement speed are increased by 15% for 20 seconds. Stamina is reduced to 0 once it wears off. So, interesting. I guess we can test the bladed weapon one. Just to see if the attack speed increases at all. Just getting an idea of the attack speed here. Okay. Oh, nice. There's a guitar sitting down there. Nice. Alright. Let's do the Bandit Chiefs. Do 10 of them. Since it stacks on itself, can't all block. I'm thinking that I'm seeing it get a little bit faster attack speed, but so many of them are starting to block now, I can't really tell. I'm definitely seeing the Sky UI thing going off, that my attack speed is up. So, neat. Alright. Let's say that works. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I may come back in without the ENB and just putting in Imaginator again, and just living without the sun rays. I guess it's okay. I've done without them for so long, so I guess I can still live without them. Just to make sure that I, in general, maintain about 60 frames, even in areas like this where there's a lot of background stuff that kind of starts killing that frame rate. But yeah. So that's going to be it, I think, for me tonight. It's, oh god, midnight now. That means I have been streaming for, well, other than quick break for dinner, streaming for 7 hours and just about 40 minutes now. Yeah, that's a bit excessive. But yeah, so I like Perkus Maximus. I do have to say, there's a couple of things that are worrying. The one, like the sprint in heavy armor, if you're sprinting in town, that's gonna fire off crime by running into people. So that could be tricky, unless of course you take off your heavy armor while you're in town. I guess for a role-playing playthrough, that's what you would normally do. And some of the stuff like the 45% health with heavy armor slows time down, like massively slows time down. I guess it is kind of balanced, because if you stay below 45% health, by the time by the time the thing, the speed wears off, the slow time wears off, it doesn't re-trigger. but if you gain enough health to where you go back down to 45%, then it re-triggers again. So that's maybe livable. I would like to know, though, if that applies to NPCs as well, because how much would it suck to be fighting somebody, you know, end game or whatever, fighting somebody, and you get them down, you finally getting them down to about half health or whatever, and then all of a sudden you slow to a massive crawl while they just wail on you. That would suck. That would suck bad. I do also know on Gopher's videos that he was looking at, and I think that it was because he was using an existing character, his Richard character. He was getting a problem with one of the light armor perks. I think it was swiftness. I could be wrong on that. But basically, when he would initiate an attack, he would slow down to about 10% speed, while everything else was running normally. So I'm thinking there's probably just something left over from his Skyrim that wasn't quite removed properly from the save. And yeah. Man, it's very, very choppy on the stream, but it's really smooth on my screen. That's weird. I wonder why the stream is so choppy. Well, anyways, I think there were a couple of other things that were a little, yeah, like the constant stagger, unblocked attack stagger enemies. I mean, that's, again, it's in-game stuff, but it can be kind of overpowered because an enemy hits you and then they're staggered, so you basically get free hits on them. And there's also a perk you can get where you don't stagger at all, or you can't be staggered. So even if they hit you, you don't get staggered, and then you can just wail on them while they're kind of flailing around for a bit. Yeah, Shake It Blue Sky, he or, well, maybe she, I'm sorry, Shakti Blue Sky, there we go, had mentioned doing like a, I don't know, for the sprint that knocks down, it uses stamina, so you can't just keep using it over and over and over again. Something like that I think would help. And kind of the same thing with the, where you just stand there and anybody around you gets staggered. I think, yeah, I think that should be kind of tweaked a little bit to where at some point maybe it starts taking off a lot of stamina, and at some point once your stamina breaks, it should stagger you. And there was another one that was, what was it? I think it was in the heavy armor. Was it in the heavy armor? It was Against All Odds. That one. That one's kind of crazy. So for every enemy you come up against, your armor rating goes up by 40 points if they're within 16 feet of you. That's kind of insane to me. I guess ideally you're not going to be going up against more than maybe 4 or 5 things at once anyways, but I know of some places that, especially Draugr burial sites, that you could definitely find yourself surrounded by a lot, and you may suddenly have 400 more damage because there's 10 enemies near you. Leapfrogging the corpses. Oh wait, that's right, I got the dead body collision fix thing. I don't fall through dead bodies. Nice. Get a screenshot of that. Just corpses littered all around. Ah, good times, good times. No, turn around, there we go. That what do I do? Yeah, right there. Right there. Alright. So yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight. I might consider doing another stream. Probably sometime this week. Maybe testing out a few more of the trees. And also definitely want to look into turning off the EMB, bringing back Imaginator, see if that helps the frame rate to stay closer to 60 everywhere instead of dropping to 45 in some areas. And what else? Oh yeah, I still need to do the dragon combat. Am I slipping? I think I'm slipping. Yep, I'm totally slipping. I think I'm going to do some dragon combat. I was going to do some dragon combat today, but just running out of time. No, I'm not slipping. I'm just sinking into it. Wow. But yeah, I wanted to do some dragon combat today. But yeah, 7 hours, coming dangerously close to 8 hours of streaming, and just getting through the trees that I wanted to test out. Kind of keep that from happening. So yeah, I may do another stream sometime this week. Do some dragon combat, see how the new changes to Dragon Combat Overhaul are coming along, and maybe go through a couple more of the trees for Perkus Maximus to see how those work out. Maybe do some of the magic trees just to see. And yeah, I think, what do I got? I know that I will be going out of town starting next weekend to go see family and friends for Christmas, but I will be out of town basically for a month, well, almost a month, coming back in first part of January. So there won't be any streams, there won't be any recordings. I do have some episodes of The Witcher, of Hyrule Warriors, and I think a couple of other things, and I'll record probably several more too, just to make sure that I have enough backlog that I can post a couple each week at least on my YouTube channel, to make sure that that's not just completely left with nothing getting updated to it for over a month. So, but yeah, again, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. I say we'll see you next time, but there we go. What was I doing? I was looking for... there it is. Probably should have opened this up beforehand. Okay. There we go. Oh man, I'm tired. Alright, thanks again for watching, and yeah, now we'll definitely see you next time. Bye.